Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Wonderful Wednesday. This is the first Wednesday in November 2025, and we are starting in on our Christmas Wonderful Wednesday tutorials. Today we're going to be working with Graphic 45, Deck the Halls, and Maja Design Christmas Nostalgia. I thought it would be fun to show you how you can mix and match collections from your stash to make a really beautiful project. So what are we making? Well, I thought we'd kick it off with a card. And we're going to make these really fun tunnel cards. These are so impressive. They look really cool. They have all this great dimension and layering. And it's one of those things that makes people go, how'd you do that? And I'm going to show you how. It's not hard. So this is a 5x7 card. And on the back, I've added a pocket. So you can add a little gift card, but you can see this is Maja design paper and this is Graphic 45, and they just blend together beautifully. I put a little tiny note card in the pocket, and of course you can tuck in anything else you want there, a gift card or whatever, but I think these are great because they can double as home decor. Put it out on your mantle or your coffee table or whatever. So let's get started. To get started, you're going to want to cut a 5x7 panel of good sturdy cardstock. This is 110-pound White Dove from Michael's Recollections line. And then I want to have a little liner for that is 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. And this is the Maja design paper. My middle layer is going to be this pretty plaid. And then my top layer is going to be this really adorable, like nostalgic Christmas pattern. So set your base and take your middle panel and your top panel. And this is what we're going to work with to start. Now my top panel on this second card, I went ahead and matted this on another piece of cardstock because the first time I felt like it really wasn't sturdy enough. And I've got some these are ancient spellbinders. I don't even think they sell them like this anymore. They call them endless circles or something like that. But this is the large circle die in case you have this in your stash. And this is the largest large circle die. So I'm going to center this up on my front panel. Now, if you want your tunnel to be higher or lower, if you want to use a different shape, like if you want it to be a square or an oval, that's all perfectly good. And what I'm going to do is take a little bit of Post-it tape. This is what I like to use. And I'm going to put this on my die to hold it in place. And now I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine. I'm going to pop this die cut circle out. You can use this somewhere else. It's super cute. I'm going to leave this die taped down. And now I'm going to bring in my next layer. I'm going to bring in, this is the B, like the small circles, and this is the next to the largest small circle. I'm going to take a little piece of tape and tape this down to my platform. I'm going to center this up, the front over the back. I'm going to lift my tape. I'm going to bring in this circle die and get it set where I want it to be and tape this in place. And now I can remove this die and we're going to be centered. That's the only tricky part of this card. The rest of it is a piece of cake. And you can reuse this Post-it tape over and over again. That's one of the beauties of it. So now you can see how these will layer together, and you've got this really cool tunnel effect. So to add the dimension, that's the next step. This I cut 4 2-inch by 7-inch strips. So here it is, from the 8x8 Graphic 45 pad. And we're going to put this on our scoring tool, and we're going to score each of these at 1/2 and 1 and 1.5. And that's all the scoring we have to do. So now we're going to fold these, and we're going to start by folding a mountain. A mountain makes a peak. Then we're going to score valley. Then we're going to score mountain. And then we're going to crease it. Valve. Mountain, valley, mountain. All right. So this folded edge is going to go on the outside edge of your card. And on this back panel, this little back 1/2-inch flap, you're just going to come in with your scissors and cut a 45-degree angle from the score line to the outside on each of these. Now we're going to bring in our card base. I'm going to adhere this to the back. You don't really see this panel all that much, except for when the card is standing up. And I just want it to look finished and not raw. So if you really wanted to omit this panel to save paper, you could, but I decided to add it. And you've got a little margin on the sides, but the top and the bottom go right to the top and the bottom. So here's our little mechanism that we've made. On this back side, where we have the little trimmed off pieces, we're going to line this up right along this outside edge. And you want to be flush at the top and flush at the sides. Same thing on this side. And you can use score tape for this if you like. It's kind of your call. Whatever adhesive you like to work with. So flush at the top, flush at the sides, just like that. Now you're going to bring in this second layer. And do you see how you're going to put this down like this? Before we put this down, we want to add our focal point on the inside of our card, which I did have. Here it is. All right. So this is from the Graphic 45 ephemera pack. This is the wreath. And I'm just going to glue this down. I'm going to just place this here to help me, like a template, to make sure I get it in the right spot. That looks pretty good. And then I've got this little Love, Peace, Joy, Believe Christmas. It's going to go right here. Okay. Just like that. So now I can come in with this middle panel, and I'm going to put my adhesive on the edge here. And I'm going to glue down this one side, just like that. Okay. And now I'm going to put my adhesive here. And glue down this other side. So now you've got your first tunnel layer. See that? It's easiest to go ahead and decorate this panel at this point. So bring in your ephemera bits, lay them out, see what you like. You don't want to cover up your center image, but there's all kinds of little bits and bobs in here that you can layer around, but you also want to bear in mind that you've got another layer to go over that. Do you see what I'm saying? So we'll just play here for a little bit. Look for some little bits and bobs that we can add here on there that will look really good. So I went into my dies and I die cut a whole bunch of like Christmas greenery. And what you want to remember is that you only want your adhesive on the part of your cut that's going to be on the paper. For instance, you don't want adhesive on these lower leaves, because if you do, they're going to stick to that bottom layer of the tunnel. So let's just layer some of these in. I thought this looked really pretty. It kind of makes it look more like a wreath, which is fun. So you can see I'm just putting adhesive on this outside edge.
Dashing through the snow with a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Dance on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Day or two ago, thought I'd take a ride. Soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifty bank, and we got upset. Oh, jingle bells.
At this point, you want to add some little gems. It's a whole lot easier to do that before you put this next layer on. We're going to add the next layer the exact same way we did the previous one. We're going to bring in our little folded bits. We're going to put adhesive here on this back, and we're going to line this up with the outside edge and the top edge, just like we did before. And you want to make sure you're even and lined up. So to be clear, you're lining up with your other accordion piece, not with the side of this panel, because it's a little bit off. So you want to make sure you're lined up with your outside edge so that everything looks uniform. And then put your adhesive on your paper. This is patterned paper, so make sure you're right side up, because otherwise that's a drag. Okay, take it right over to the edge. Okay, so see, now you've got your 3 layers. And they pop up and they pop down, which is really cool. So now you're going to decorate this outer layer. See how it looks like a tunnel? It's really neat. I really like this card design. Isn't that cool? So I've cut this 5 by, I think this is like 1 1/8 of the red, and then 4 7/8 by 1 of the stripe. And I have one to go on the top and one to go on the bottom. Like that. So cute. And let's flip this over to the back. It's going to be easier to do the back before we add all of our embellishments there. This is a 4 3/4. Yes, 4 3/4 by 9 1/2 of the Maja design paper, and I scored it at 6 7/8 to make this little pocket. Then I went into my graphic 45 paper and I took this little border. And what we're going to do is glue this border down on either side of our pocket. This is what's going to hold our pocket closed. So I'm kind of centering these postage stamps up like that. And then we're just going to fold this to the back. This is such an easy way to make a pocket. And then just put adhesive on your little flaps. And now you can glue this whole panel down. Centered. Here we go. And here's the little card I made. This is a 7 by 4 1/2 inch piece of the red patterns and solids from the 8 by 8 pad. And I just had a little scrap, a 3 by 4 inch scrap of my poinsettias, And then this little image is cut from the 8x8, and I just matted it on a little piece of white, both of these. And then there's room on the inside to write your little note, tuck in a gift card, tea bag, whatever you desire. And I'm going to work on getting this design laid out, and I'll be right back. All right, friends, I think I have things pretty well figured out. I've kind of laid things out before I glue them down. I did glue down this Believe on our bottom banner and this star banner on the top. And what I did was I just put my adhesive on there and then gently bent it. I put little gems in the center of each star. And here's another poinsettia that we're going to glue down here with some leaves. So let me move things out of the way, and I'm going to get started down here on the bottom with this holly branch. You can say I glued the stamp in the corner. And we're just going to put this down. It's hard to get those little, I put little tiny foam strips on the back. And I also put little gems, these are Spellbinder's Essential Gems, on all of the little berry spots on these leaves. So this is going to go right here, like that. And I'm going to put a little adhesive underneath it. Okay. And then I want to put this nutcracker down, and I've put my foam tabs on the back. I like the extra dimension that this adds, and I have his feet all the way at the bottom, and so he's going to live right there. I have these little pine boughs. These are all die cut. I think this is a Spellbinder's die. I'll look for the name of it. I have all, I mean, everybody has a million Christmas dies. And they all have greenery. So pull out your Christmas dies. I keep mine all in one bin all together, so that when it's Christmas, I just pull that bin out, and then I have all my dies in place. I'm going to put adhesive along here. So what I'm trying to do is create almost like a top layer and a shadow layer underneath. And I have to wait. Now I'll show you how I shape these. I don't even use a tool. I just bend them like this. And then I just kind of push them up while I'm holding the center. And it gives it a little lift. And it's just very nice. It's simple. It's very simple. And this is going to go here, but I want to wait for my glue gun for that. All right. These holly leaves. See where these holly leaves are? I'm just like shadowing that to create layers. Just creating layers. I'm actually going to pull this up so it doesn't cover up our star. I had one extra little star on the end of our star banner, and what I did was put a little gem in the center, foam on the back, and put it in that middle layer. All right, looking good. Let me see if my glue gun's ready. This flower is going to go right here. That's pretty. And then I created a bow. That's going to go right here in between the two pieces of foliage. And I'm just fussing the bow while I hold it in place as that glue sets. You can turn it, you can get it to go the direction you want, you can fluff it, pull the tails, okay? And I've got this gold piece. It's going to go right here. like that. So fun. And then on the top, I picked this peppermint stripe button. This is Buttons Galore and More. I'm going to put it right here because it picks up on these candy cane stripes. I was going to try to put this stocking in, but I think it's overkill, so I'm going to pull it aside. When I was laying this out, I would put things on, I would move them around. Sometimes, like this piece just wasn't working until I flipped it the opposite direction. And then I was like, oh, perfect. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. So there are our 2 tunnel cards. These are super fun. I actually hope I get some time today to make a couple more. I want to use different shapes for the tunnels. I think this would be so pretty done up in different shapes. And the more you do them, the better you get at them, the more comfortable you are with adding layers or not adding as many layers. Like anything else, it's a learning curve. But that is our Wonderful Wednesday tutorial for the first Wednesday in November 2025. And I just want to tell you what I'm doing. I have probably 25 years worth of Christmas paper. I'm not exaggerating. It's just ridiculous how much Christmas paper. I love Christmas paper. So what I'm going to be doing is creating little projects and then just sharing them with you here with a few details. And I'll just pop in when I have one made, put it on, kind of to inspire you during the holidays to dig into your stash of holiday papers and try some new things. And if that sounds good, let me know in the comments. But I will still keep doing Wonderful Wednesdays with our new collections, but I'm going to use older stuff in the other collections just because I want to use it up, and also it's beautiful and it makes me sad that it just sits in the closet and nobody uses it. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That is it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. Go get your craft on. Bye.